Paralives is a new upcoming life simulation game set to be yet another competitor coming for EA. Now I know so far life sims are full of content and there's loads to go through with this one, but I'm just going to focus on the updates and features I'm most excited about so far. So with that, let's get into it. First off is build mode, which over on the Paralives YouTube channel, they've gifted us with an entire video showing all the possibilities when building a house. So there's loads to go over in this video, but probably the most pressing is the fact that the game allows you to have curved walls. In the demo video they show, it seems to be really easy to create them and it gives you more flexibility when building. Now, I'm by no means an expert in building houses in games like this, but I've definitely seen many other talented streamers and YouTubers that are probably very excited about this feature. Secondly, we then see them create a kind of step inside the house, which is a small detail, but it's still really good to see. This gives the options for things like raised kitchenettes, or if you wanted to have more of a minimalist house, this would let you do that. But what really stood out to me in the demo is that there doesn't seem to be any limit on angle snapping. The creator placed windows, doors, and pretty much anything where they specifically wanted them. Part of having angle snapping is so that your characters don't have trouble getting around, and I think it's meant to make things a little bit smoother with your gameplay. However, if having this much flexibility with your game in Paralives works, then I'm absolutely all for it. I think this is probably welcomed by many people who are really particular about where items are placed. They have shown how their pathfinding works, which looks really smooth to me, so it doesn't really look like it's going to be an issue with characters standing around or getting stuck. Another great example of flexibility is this part, where the player places a table and then can easily extend it to accommodate more chairs or a larger family. That absolutely blew my mind because I've never seen anything like that before, and it means that you don't have to worry about buying a new table that might not fit into your aesthetic. You can just adjust the one you already have. They do this again with a bed later, which is a really nice touch, and it definitely grabbed my attention when I first saw it. So overall, for a house building demo, I'm really impressed with the level of detail the game already has, and it can only get better from here. Next feature I'm really excited about is an obvious one, but it's the Create a Parafolk feature. Now, in any life simulation game, there needs to be a good amount of detail in the creation tools that we have. Now, I really hate to compare to other life sim games, but since there hasn't really been much competition around for a while, there isn't really another option. It looks like the slider format for creating your character seems to be very reminiscent of Sims 4, which is a good thing. I think it gives you more flexibility in creating your parafolk exactly how you want them to look, and from the demo videos it looks like we're going to be getting a good amount to work with. So you can give your parafolk the dump truck ass that you've always dreamed of. The video for this is really short, but it does give a good idea of what we can possibly expect, and for early development so far, I think it looks pretty good, so I'll be keen to see what we get updated with next. So one feature I also want to touch on that's a really small element to the game is a height scroller. So finally we have a life sim that allows you to adjust height. I can't tell you the amount of Reddit comments I've seen about this, but it finally looks like we have a game that's adopted this feature, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of characters people can create. On the Paralives channel, they have a video where they go into a bit more detail on the kind of character you can create. In this video, they have a look at tattoos, which, following the theme of the build video, it's only a short clip in the video, but I'd recommend checking it out. And after you've watched this one, of course, I need that watch time to help with the algorithm. On the back of this, they've also shown that they will be introducing a colour wheel to allow for complete flexibility with customization. An example they use this on is a kitchen, which I really love. It's good to see that colour wheels are back. In their description, they explain in a bit more detail. If you want to go in depth, you can create your own style for any object in the game. Selecting the exact colour and choosing your favourite texture or pattern is possible for any object, and you can save your selection as a new custom swatch. I'm not sure about you guys, but that's the kind of thing I do expect for a life sim, something fully customizable to each individual. It goes so far as to even show that you can use a slider to increase the brightness of a room light, which is really unique. While we're on the subject of detail in this game, it's also worth settling the argument that you can in fact choose what side your toilet paper is on. The game is worth buying for that alone. In a recent update, their Twitter or X shows a little bit more information on the billing system. This comes through as weekly and encompasses your taxes, electricity and water. But what's really exciting about this update is the fact that they've also introduced wind turbines and solar panels. And, might I add, in the base game. I'm not sure if they intended to create any DLCs after this, but the fact that that's already included is a really good sign. And hopefully they've thought about introducing things like surplus energy that you can sell back, but let's just wait and see. So lastly, I wanted to look at life stages. A little while ago, they teased on their Twitter that the game will in fact have babies and toddler life stages in the game. From their Twitter, they've said it's a work in progress, but they're hoping to have the parents' genetic influence the kid's height. However, we're not sure if the height differences will be visible for babies and toddlers yet. So this might only apply for children upwards, but what a great concept. I can't wait to see how they pull it off. One thing I think missing so far is actual gameplay, which a couple of people have commented on. We only have a couple of videos so far which show parafolk moving about and using objects, so hopefully in the near future they can give us some more teasers here. There's also a questionable amount of bugs from their Twitter. From what we do have though, it looks like we can expect a good amount of actions, and you can have interactions with things like plants, which is a really nice touch, but I'd like to see more of that, and that hopefully should come soon in some future updates. So there's a lot to look at with Paralives so far. I really can't wait to find out more once they get more into the gameplay aspect, but until then, I think the game looks great, the graphics are really nice so far, and the customization is something to be excited about. What do you think of Paralives? And how do you think this is going to affect life simulation games as a whole? Leave a comment below, like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.